Welcome back to another class on Halacha for women. We are continuing the sefer called Otzar Edenim by Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. Today he's going to want to speak about if a woman is obligated in reciting the Shema itself. Nashim Pitorot me mitzvot kriyat Shema. Women are exempt from the mitzvah of reciting the Shema. What's the reason? Mipnei sheyeh zman kavua likriyat Shema. Since we have an established time for reciting the Shema. During the day, you have to say the day Shema. During the night, you have to say the night Shema. Since it's what the day causes Shema to be said in the morning, and the night what causes Shema to be said at night, since it is the time that causes the mitzvah to come, we're going to tell you women are exempt from reciting the Shema. V'chol mitzvot aseh shazman grama nashim petorot. And any positive commandment which is time bound, meaning to say that the time causes the mitzvah to come, like we've mentioned in the previous classes, women are exempt from these mitzvot. Umikol makom, and nevertheless, ra'ui lahem lahachmir al atzman v'likro kriyat shema kedei lekabel alahem ol malchut shamayim ve'ol mitzvot. Nevertheless, he says, it is proper for a woman to be stringent on herself and to recite the Kriyat Shema in order to be able to accept the yoke of heaven and the yoke of mitzvot. Now you might be asking yourself a question, how do you have, yoke of heaven I understand, because when you say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, over there you are accepting Hashem as king, you're accepting everything that he's going to command you to do. But how am I accepting also the mitzvot in the Kriyat Shema? So if we look into the parshiyot, if you pay close attention, in each parsha you do actually have over there mitzvot. Some are for men, but also for women. If you begin with the first parsha where it says V'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, that one should love Hashem as their God, B'chol levavecha v'chol nafshecha v'chol miyodecha, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your possession, we see from over here that this mitzvah is placed on everybody. And these words should be that I command you today, al levavecha, on your heart. So there's also, you have mitzvot which are negative commandments, like keeping Shabbat, you have to keep. Keeping your kippur, you have to keep. Vishinamtum levanecha, you should teach them to your children, your boys, meaning Torah. Women are really exempt. V'dibarta bam, and you should speak in them. Again, that's applicable more to men. B'shivtecha bebeitecha, when you are resting in your house. U'lechtecha v'derech, when you are traveling on your way. U'b'shavbecha v'kumecha, when you lie down, when you arise. U'kshartam liot al yedecha, and you should tie it on your hand. That is the tefillin. Again, all this for now is going on men. V'hayu letatafut bein enecha, it should be between your eyes, the tefillin. Shel rosh. And you should write them on the doorpost of your house and your gates. That is going on a mezuzah. And a mezuzah is also obligated, not a mezuzah, a woman is also obligated in a mezuzah. If a woman lives by herself and she moved into a house or an apartment, she has an obligation to go ahead and put up the mezuzah. Again, if we continue throughout the whole Parsha of Hayam Shemoah and also Vayomer, we'll see over there that you do have mitzvot that are placed upon men and women. So whenever a person says Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, over there you are accepting the yoke of heaven. But now when you start saying V'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha v'hayam Shemoah and Vayomer, over there now you start accepting also the yoke of mitzvot. Continues Rav Yitzchak Yosef, and he says, V'amnam, and however, miberachot kriyat Shema hanashim petorot, like we mentioned in the previous class, when it comes to the berachot of the recitation of Shema, if you guys remember yesterday, we spoke about that you have two berachot before Shema in the morning and one bracha after Shema. When it comes at night, you have two berachot before Shema and two berachot after Shema. Rav Yitzchak Yosef is telling us over here, even though we're telling you it's a proper thing to be stringent and recite the Shema, nevertheless you should know not to bless those berachot before Shema and those berachot after Shema. Ve'enan rashayot levarech birkat kriyat Shema b'shem u'malchut. And you're not allowed to bless the blessings of the kriyat Shema with Hashem's name and His kingship. This next halacha is a very important halacha, and I'll explain to you why. I'll tell you outside and then we'll read it to you guys inside. We all know that men have 248 body parts, 248 limbs. However, when it comes to women, they have an additional 4. They have 252. The problem is, when you say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, Baruch Shem ve'ahavta ve'hayim Shemo v'yomer, until the end of Hashem Elokechem Emet, you have exactly 248 words. The problem is, with a woman, if she's saying Shema, she needs 4 more words to be complete in order to get to 252. So, Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shatai is going to say, before you start saying Shema, you should say El Melech Ne'eman, that Hashem is the faithful king. That gives you 3. So again, we're up to now 251. We already have 1 more. We're going to double Emet. So it's going to go like this. I'll read it with you guys inside. But this halacha is very important, and I'll tell you why. I forgot where it was brought down and which sefer it was brought down, that 248 words in the Kriyas Shema correspond to a person's 248 limbs. There's a reason why Hashem did it like that. Because when a person is able to say Kriyas Shema with kavanah, when you're saying the Shema, ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha b'chol, and you're saying with kavanah, you have meaning, you understand what you're saying, you really be'emet love Hashem, you're ready and willing to give up all the things for Hashem that are wrong. When you down like that, when you say Shema like that, each word that you're saying corresponds to a certain limb in the body. So if that's going to be the case, what happens is, that kavanah is able to heal that body part. So if a man is able to say Shema with proper kavanah, he's basically his own doctor, he's healing himself. But we have a problem with the woman. If a woman has 252 body parts, and she's not obligated in the Kriyas Shema, so now we're going to tell her to do it. So if she's going to do it, might as well she has to do it the right way, where she's able to get 252, so she can have the same effect. So when she says Shema with kavanah, with understanding, with meaning, that's going to be able to heal her also, the 252 body parts of hers. But how are you going to do that? So comes Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shatai is going to tell us today. Before you start Shema, you're going to say El Melech Ne'eman. That's going to get me up to 251. But then if you pay close attention, towards the end of the Shema, we say over here, Ani Hashem Elokechem asher hoseiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liyod lachem lelohim, Ani Hashem Elokechem. If you pay attention over here, I have 2 dots. I don't know if you guys can see it, but over there, if you open up a city, you'll see there's 2 dots. Then the next Emet is not really part of the Shema. What do I mean? If I start counting from the beginning of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad until Ani Hashem Elokechem, I will get 245 words. With this is going to be 246. With Hashem Elokechem Emet is going to be 249. So really, what is Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shatai going to tell you? He's going to say that a woman should say Emet also. This Emet is going to make that extra 252. So it's going to be like this. Without that Emet, you have exactly 248 words in Kriyas Shema up until Hashem Elokechem Emet. Right, there's 2 Hashem Elokechem Emet, yes? There's 1 over here. There's 1 over here. And now there's also 1 over here. So when you're going to say this Emet, this is going to complete the number to 252. So Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shatai is going to say that when you say El Melech Ne'eman, plus the 248 words gets me to 251. When you're going to say Emet, that emet that I've been speaking about, that's going to get you to 252. So that's what we're going to see right now, and you should understand, one of the things that we don't realize whenever we do, if you pay attention, Kiddush, everything we do, mitzvot, Sukkah, Pesach, doesn't matter, everything is always to remember how we came out of Egypt. And the honest truth is, a lot of times we feel that we are free people, which we are. But we forgot why we were freed from Egypt. And that is to serve Hashem. And that's not to serve ourselves. And unfortunately, a lot of us forget that concept. We think we live for ourselves. How the world says it, be merry, have a good time, drink lest you die tomorrow. That's a very big problem. That's a very good musar. A person should be careful because that's what Chazal say. A person should be doing teshuvah every single day because you never know, the next day might be your last day. That's because you have to be taking things into consideration. What happens if be'emet chas v'shalom lo aleinu, tomorrow is the last day? So you have to already be ready to be always doing teshuvah. You have to be able to use it in the positive connotation, not in the negative. Oh, go ahead, have fun, do whatever you want, because anyway, a person is going to die tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. But why am I trying to say this? If you pay attention, we say, Ani Hashem Elokeichem, I am Hashem your God, Asher hoteti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, I took you guys out of the land of Egypt, liyod lachem lelohim, to be unto you a God. Is Hashem really to us a Hashem? Is He really a God to us? Is He or not? Do we really do what He wants us to do at all times? Or sometimes, we're flaky. Sometimes we go here, sometimes we'll do this, sometimes we'll go on the beach, we'll take our husbands to the pool, we'll watch it with our husbands' movies, chas v'shalom. We have to understand all these things are not allowed. It's a very, very big problem. Because Hashem says, I want to be a God unto you. And how do you know if Hashem is your God or not? What do you do when nobody is watching you? That is the secret. Not what you do when you are in shul. Not what you do when you're in your Tehillim group. Not when you do when you are in public and people see you. The question is, what do you do when you are all alone at night by yourself? Do you watch TV? Do you watch Netflix? Are you on TikTok? Are you on Instagram? Are you scrolling all day? Again, if people have to learn, if people have a job, that's something else. But I'm trying to bring at a point where, are you wasting your time? If that is the case, it shows that Hashem is not always with us. It shows that Hashem is only with us whenever we want Him to be with us. I'll tell you, I used to play football, and so my whole thing with football is, number one, you have to work out. Number two, you have to always give everything you got. It was basically boot camp service. You had to, again, you're going against animals, people that are bigger than you 10 times. But there was a coach, I forgot his name, and he said, how do I know? I'm not going to compare, I just want to show you for people to understand. The coach said, he was asked a question one time, how do you know if your students have implemented what you taught them? So he said, when they are off the field, when they behave like mensch, when they behave like good boys outside of the field, in their homes, wherever they're going to be, in the workforce, at home, wherever they're going to be, I know I have an impact on them. I know that I did a good job as coaching. Rabotai, lahavdil elav lahavdalot. I don't want to compare the two. How does HaKadosh Baruch Hu see us if He is a God to us or not? He wants to say, Hashem says like this, let's see, are these people now, they're learning Torah, they're saying Tehillim, they're coming to shul to hear stories, to be inspired, and so on and so forth. They're learning halachot. Are they changing? Is my Torah changing? Am I their God or not? How is Hashem going to know that? He's going to say, if they are the same people when they are off the field, they're not in shul, they're not in their community, they're away, and they still behave like a Jew, Hashem says, I am their God. Hashem says, these are my children. Somebody came up to me the other day and he said, Rabbi, right now winter break was Xmas, New Year's, so people took off. So somebody wanted to share with me something which I didn't want to look at it, that there was a religious person from the community that went away again. So since people post everything on Instagram or TikTok, everybody posts their private lives today, which I have no idea why they do, but they post their private lives today, whatever it is. So somebody said, Rabbi, how could it be that this woman, a religious woman, in the community, she covers her hair, she wears a long skirt, she leads the Tehillim program. Again, I don't know who the woman is. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I don't know I'm just telling you how it came across me. And he says, and I look at the picture, and I see her on the beach with men, with a bra, and how could that be, Rabbi? So I'm not chas v'shalom. I don't know. I didn't want to look at it. I'm not judging that person. I don't know nobody's situation. But we have to ask ourselves that question. When we are in our community, we are good Jews. When we are in the shuls, we are good Jews. What happens when we're not in the community? Are we still that same Jew, or do we start behaving like non-Jews? That's all I'm trying to bring out. So whenever a person is in his house and he has the opportunity right now to say to him, right, if this would have been a men's class, I would have said to learn Torah. And they take their time to go watch the news or TV or sports or anything else. I'm not telling you people shouldn't have leisure time, but a person has to understand, we know how much these things destroy relationship, our children, people. It makes us lazy. It kills our thinking and so on and so forth. We know how harmful all those things outside are. Any event, Rabotai, if I did go off tangent, understand me. I just saw it. If it came into my mind, that means Hashem wanted me to say it. Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef continues and he says like this: Gama isha tzricha lesayem achar kriyat Shema b'tevot Hashem Elokechem emet. So too a woman should conclude with the words Hashem Elokechem emet. These three words right over here. V'tov, and it's good shetomar kodem akriya Shem. V'tov shetomar kodem akriya Shema gam el melech neman. And it's good before she's going to go ahead and recite the Kriya Shema, she should say the words El Melech Ne'eman. Excuse me. I want to read for you, excuse me. I want to read for you the footnote. It's a very important footnote. Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shita brings down over here. Hine bebeit Yosef, Simon Samach Aleph, Hevim mehazor Kodesh. He brings from the Zohar Kodesh, Sheyes l'sayem Hashem Elokechem emet. That one should conclude Hashem Elokechem emet, kedei lahashlim remach evarim sheyesh l'adam. In order to complete it to 248 limbs that a person has in his body. Now I want to just show you something. Who is the Beit Yosef? The Beit Yosef is the same rabbi of the Shulchan Aruch. It's Rabbi Yosef Karo. Now how does it work? If you guys have husbands that learn Torah, appreciate them, love them, respect them, I'm not telling you if they take okay, I'm not going to say anything like that. If you have husbands that sit and learn Torah, Baruch Hashem, I'm not telling you that they don't work. They could work, but when they are available to learn Torah and they go and they learn Torah, and they learn Torah like this, you should understand, you have husbands that are building you worlds, not only in the next world. In this world, they're building your life, your children's life. They're protecting you. Rav Meir Eliyahu Shlita said that if a woman knew what it means when a husband learns Torah, how it protects her from everything and anything, she would have been much more careful with this time. So I want to just share with you like this. I just want you guys to understand what a guy has to go through when he's learning Torah. It's not like you go to a shiur and you listen to halachot, mutar, asur, yes, no, not allowed, allowed. It's not like that. It's a little bit more. When a Talmid Chacham learns, he has to learn a little bit different. So I'm going to show you like this. What we have over here is like this. Let me see. Okay. Over here you see, let me try this. Right over here you have the Tur. The bold letters inside are the Tur. To the inside over here is the Beit Yosef. That's Rabbi Yosef Karo. Then you have the Beit Chadash. Then you have the Darkei Moshe. So basically a Talmid Chacham has to go ahead and he has to learn these things. After he does the Tur, now he has to go to the Shulchan Aruch itself. So I'm flipping because this book has two things. It has the Tur and the Shulchan Aruch. Now when he's finished, he has to go to the original Shulchan Aruch. This is the Shulchan Aruch. Rabbi Yosef Kar, what was the Beit Yosef over there? This is him over here. But what did he do? Instead of writing like he did over here very long, instead of writing like this very long, he summarized it in short. So the Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Yosef Karo, wanted people to review their learning every 30 days. So by you reading one line, you'll understand what's going on over there, because that's what you have to first start. When you do that, now you have also the Magen Avraham and the Taz. Then you have over here Machatze Shekel, the Pitchit Teshuvah, Hagon Rabbi Akiva Eger, Gaon Mevilna. And you basically, if you guys look at how much work has to be put into one halacha, it's not just like yes or no. So whenever you hear a halacha from a Talmud Chacham or from a rabbi that sits and really learns Torah, understand it's not like just, they read one thing or not. There's also depth, there's also understanding behind it. In any event, why did I tell you that? Number one, if your husbands learn Torah like that, you are very lucky, and you should have a lot of respect for your husbands. I'm going to tell you, there is a Gemara in Masechet Shavuot. I'm just thinking the page. In Masechet Shavuot, maybe page 14. I don't want to look it up right now. Maybe page 14. Masechet Shavuot brings down over there that there is a Tana that says that if a person does any Avera that there is in the world, even if he doesn't do Teshuvah on it, Yom Kippur will atone it. Yom Kippur itself atones it. Except 3 Averas. One of them is circumcision. If he doesn't do circumcision, Yom Kippur can't atone him. Second one is if he denies Hashem, unless he does Teshuvah, it's not going to help him. The third one is Megale Panim Batorah. What does that mean, Megale Panim Batorah? He shows no respect for Torah words. But there's a Rebbe and Rabbi Yochanan, they say, what means Megale Panim Batorah? When they disrespect Talmidei Chachamim. A person who disrespects a Talmud Chacham and he doesn't go back to pacify the Talmud Chacham, the Gemara says, Yom Kippur won't atone for him. Rabotai, all the affairs that a person can do, Chas v'Shalom, God forbid, lo aleinu, Rabotai, sleeping with a married woman, he ate on Yom Kippur, lo aleinu, he ate pig, any affair you give, Yom Kippur will atone even if you don't do Teshuvah. But to embarrass, to shame a Talmud Chacham, and not to do Teshuvah for that, the Gemara says Yom Kippur cannot atone. Why am I saying this? A lot of times I've seen, Rabotai, boys, men, married, single, that learn Torah, but they don't get the proper respect. Not from their wives, not from their family members, not from their siblings. It's a very big mistake. We think when we do mitzvot, here and there, if your husband is the Talmud Chacham, if your son is the Talmud Chacham, we have an obligation to get up for them. The Shulchan Aruch Paskins, even 100 times a day, you're sitting like this, he walks in, out, walks in, out, walks in, out, you got up, down, up, down, up, down, unless he gives you permission to stay seated. But minimum, you have to get up at least one time in the morning and one time at night, you have to get up for him to show him respect. I'm just trying to bring down over here, Rabotai, if you have husbands, brothers, son, cousins that are Talmidei Chachamim, make sure you show them the utmost respect. So let's just conclude over here. And he says like this. According to the Beit Yosef, which I just showed you, he brings down the Zohar Kodesh, that he says in order to be able to complete the 248 limbs, a person has to go ahead and say, Hashem Elokechem Emet. But comes, Rav Yitzchak Yosef Stein says over here, but I don't understand, he says, Ulochoira, seemingly, Harei Isha Yesh Resh Nun Bet Evarim. A woman has 252 limbs. Kimo Shakatava Magen Avraham, like the Magen Avraham wrote, which is also a pirush on the Shulchan Aruch. Ve'im ken, if so, L'choira tzricha leosiv kodem kishma gam tevot El Melech Neiman. Seemingly, she needs to also add the words El Melech Neiman ve'lomar ani Hashem Elokechem emet Hashem Elokechem Emet. She'az Havi Reish Nun Bet Tevot. Because then it's going to come out to 252 words. So a woman is going to say El Melech Ne'eman, plus in the end she's going to say Asher Hoseit Elchem Eretz Mitzrayim Liyot Lechem Lelukim Ani Hashem Elokechem Emet, one time, Hashem Elokechem Emet, two times, and now she has 252 words. Okay, this will be the class for today. Have a great day.